going on, guys? Don't know what I'm doing today. Oh, installing some upper wall cabinets in my kitchen. Alright guys, so an actual in-house video. This is my first one since my house tour. So if you're new here, this is the living portion of my house. The part you normally see is out here. Here is the garage. There is the Mustang. If you haven't watched it, my last video is on building this exhaust. So yes, my living portion is behind this great big wall that you normally see. And here is my bathroom that I built. So you go through this door, and this is the living portion of the house. So it's all open right now. I plan to possibly add some walls, more walls eventually. I do have walls to my bedroom. But anyway, we're talking about the kitchen today. So this is my kitchen as of now, and it really has done pretty well for me for the past 3 years. Very basic build. I got all of the cabinets off the shelf from Home Depot. Really not too expensive. The countertop is actually real solid wood. The only solid wood countertop that IKEA sells. So I had to get solid wood because I knew I was cutting out for the sink here. And if it was just a veneer, it wouldn't really work out because you'd see the composite like in this section. So I made sure I got a solid wood. That really wasn't too expensive either. So this whole kitchen build really on a pretty tight budget worked out pretty well. The only real problem is I am pretty much out of space. Especially for food, I end up putting it on my table here, which is not ideal. So I want to finally add these upper cabinets. The other issue I have is my microwave is on top of the refrigerator. It's kind of high and not convenient at all. And it also has the vent in it for over the stove because it's meant to be over the stove. So right now I don't have any type of vent. So if I'm doing much cooking with oil or frying things, it gets a little cloudy in here. So luckily Home Depot does still sell these exact cabinets. So I was able to get the matching wall cabinets, which I already have sitting out here. So they are all right here. So these definitely aren't like the top of the line cabinets. They're off the shelf. I was lucky enough to find these in stock at a couple different locations around me. So I had to drive around with the new trailer and pick them up. And these all range from about $100 to $150 each, depending on the size. So total for all the upper cabinets was about $700. I am by no means a professional at any of this. Hanging cabinets is not that complicated. I was able to figure out the base cabinets pretty quickly. The only extra challenge here is that I'm going to have to be holding the cabinets, so hopefully I can find a friend to help me hold the cabinets as I screw them to the wall. And so I did make a quick sketch to try to figure out exactly what I needed. So I'm basically mirroring the base cabinets with pretty much all the same size up top. So this is an 18-inch, this is a double 30-inch, this is a small 12-inch by 30-inch that goes over the microwave, and then this is a 24-inch. Now I'm not doing anything over top of the sink because I have this light right here, which is pretty close to the wall, so if I put a cabinet up there, it would pretty much block the light. So I'm gonna leave that open, and then lastly I've got a 36-inch double cabinet here. That's the only one that doesn't match below, because below I have a different kind of setup because this is my trash can. So the basic process is going to be marking a line straight across the wall that is 18 inches above my countertop. So that will be the bottom edge of all the cabinets. And then from there, I'll use a stud finder to mark all of the stud locations because I know I'll want to be screwing the cabinets into studs. And I'm thinking I will start with hanging this cabinet here next to the refrigerator and then work my way over. So once I have this first cabinet up, I can get this one started against the wall, but I will screw these two together before I tighten the screws that are in the wall in this one. And then I will use that same process to move my way over. And then this one will just be all by itself, so I don't need to attach that to any other cabinet. And then I'll wait till I have all the cabinets up to attach my microwave, which is a little bit of a different process using a bracket that mounts to the wall, and then also screwing the microwave to the upper cabinet. All right guys, quick update. We got all of the cabinets hung. That went pretty smoothly. We started over here on the right. We've got all of these screws in the back going directly into a stud. And I basically lined that up with the cabinet below it, which is right next to the refrigerator. And then from there, I went to the next cabinet, put a couple in the back loosely, and then we clamped the faces together and then put 2 screws in here, countersunk. Yeah, you can kind of see them. And then once I got those in, then I could put the rest in the back. So I put a good amount of screws in there because my studs are 2 feet on center. So because of that, there was only 1 stud for each cabinet. You can kind of see it's a little weird. They're not like perfectly centered or anything, especially this one. They're all here on the right side. So that's kind of why I put 6 in. But they are all tied together on the faces. So that kind of strengthens it a little bit. And then this last one down here, the stud was pretty much in the middle. So that works out pretty well. I have 6 screws through that one. And luckily my walls are really straight, so I didn't really need to do any shimming behind, and the faces lined up really nicely. And with each one, we made sure everything was level and plumb. And then once we got those in, we started the microwave. It was basically just a mounting plate that went on the wall back here. And then you basically hinge the microwave on that and then rotate it up. And then there's 3 screws that come down through this cabinet and screw into the top of the microwave. So I did have to cut out the back for the outlet back here to make some clearance so that I could plug in the microwave, and a hole through the bottom for the cord to come up. So the last things I need to do are reattach the doors. We took those off to make it easier to assemble, and you kind of need to so you can clamp the faces together. And once I get the doors on, I can add the knobs. I'm using the same knobs that I used down below.